what's happening. But these transitions been like this for a long time. This man wants his power. He don't want to relinquish it. He wanted another 4 years in this particular uh, atmosphere, so he can be looked at from a fame perspective. This guy, he all about that. This dude is an apprentice guy. You know, he started the TV show Apprentice, talking about how to do business. Man, this man really don't. I mean, don't respect anybody in authority except himself. He wants to be the power and the power structure at all costs. So I mean, quite naturally, he ain't gonna want to turn this his tenure over to somebody else, but to have the power that exists at this point. So I mean, you're gonna see this chaos and this confusion happening right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When you're talking about, yeah, he's the creator of that TV show, The Apprentice, based on building businesses from the ground up. And he was pretty aggressive in his role as the CEO. But you mentioned something about history, start touching on history, dealing with the Civil War or some of the elements of the Civil War, what took place and all that, the destruction of the leader at the time. And looks like we are somewhat going down that path because Donald Trump, sitting president, he's tried everything that he can to overturn that election, from objecting to the results of the voting process, objecting to the votes, going to the courts in order to the federal courts, that he put these individuals in place, saying that, hey, there was some fraud. Then taking it all the way up to the Supreme Court. Then even going to the limit of challenging some of the governors in these states and getting the governors to attempt to change the mindset of the Secretary of States. So he's hitting each and every element of the government in order to control it. And now, once he lost at the Supreme Court, then on last Monday, no, sorry, this past Tuesday, the Electoral College voted, and so they confirmed that he was not the victor, and so now he's challenging that. And now, as of yesterday, I just heard that what he's doing, he's attempting to install martial law in the United States for his police force to go in, confiscate the voting machines, and some kind of way recount the votes on his own. So he's going to the extreme right now, challenging democracy. And now he's being faced with individuals in his own party stating that, hey, enough is enough. It's time for us to move forward.
Hey man, this man is the king of distraction. We got to understand that. We don't understand that. You know, this made for TV. You know, he like this. This press. You know, this made for TV kind of stuff. I mean, you know, he can cause a civil war. A civil war happened in that place when we when due to slavery. You know, this same kind of mentality. This dude don't want to relinquish that power. So the 13 colonies, they went against the presidency at that particular time, or the government, to say, look, man, we want to keep our slaves in place. We don't want to abolish slavery. We want to make sure that this thing continue to go on for us. We got agribusiness going on. We need these bodies. You know, we need this capital in order for us to grow our states and grow our cities and our towns and our villages. We need these individuals. That's where infrastructure come in at. You know, they say when you look at infrastructure, you got to look at it from a human capital perspective. You know, so when you talking about these things that's going on, you know, there's a distraction. This guy causing a distraction with talking about he didn't lose the election, but there's other things going on in society that they moving forward with, and unbeknownst to us, we don't see it. You know, they studied. I mean, the economy studied growing. It studied it's growing, or is going backwards, and from state to state. You know, some of it still climbing, and some of it going backwards from state to state. So you have to look at that. And this guy is causing these distractions that we can't see what's really happening in this world. You know, the COVID vaccine stuff. The taxpayer paid over $1 billion already to receive vaccines and the medicines that they used with Donald Trump and all of those individuals that got sick earlier a few months ago. You know, but because in each city and each state saying, look, man, we not getting our proper vaccination assortment or whatever. So now with this guy doing all this distraction, we can't see that the people are still dying from COVID-19 and the stuff that's going on in the world. Jobs are still being lost from city to city, state to state. You see what I'm saying? We can't see these different things happening in our infrastructure society. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, we just got to pay close attention to what this guy's doing. I mean, he the enemy, and sometimes when you don't know who your enemy is, you fail to see what's happening.
And you're right. And when we start talking about, we truly have to evaluate everything that's taking place. He's really just attempting to implement what he knows best in corporate America, a corporate takeover by force. And it's not, I pray that it's not going to be successful, but I believe that is his ultimate goal, a corporate. He's looking at our governmental body as a corporation that he controls by him being the dictator of the king. He's implementing a corporate takeover, and he's getting a lot of, he's out of control, and nothing is going his way. So let's talk about what we're here for, dealing with Ice Cube, the contract for Black America. And on this week, he's talking about responsibility, Brother Mark. Brother Mark, that's a powerful word in our community. A lot of people don't really want to take on responsibility, or what is their self-interest in order to move this program forward, because sometimes we become so lazy and want to overlook so much. We want to say, well, he or she should do this for me, instead of me being empowered to do it for myself. And so this is where we have to understand our self-responsibility in our community and stop waiting for someone else to do something for us in our community. Earlier, you were mentioning about one of the variables in self-responsibility, infrastructure. So if you can break down again what infrastructure is, so we can truly understand it, because you had it down to a science that talking about there were different forms of infrastructure.
Now, I was just looking at, and I applaud Ice Cube for even coming up with this contract for Black America. Some things I don't agree with, some things I do, and then he make me look into certain things to make me understand that I need to be being able to resolve some of the issues that we have. We have to put something together, a plan of action. Normally, we don't put a plan of action together. That's why we still plagued with the issues that we have. You know what I mean? He was talking about the alcoholism, the hopelessness, and we have to take responsibility. And he said something in there. He said, we have to take responsibility to clean up ourselves and our community. But how you do that if you don't know you're a part of the community and you haven't identified the problem? We know most of the time we haven't identified the problem because we don't understand the systems. The government played a vital role in all the things that we've been prohibited from. They housing. We don't have proper housing. That's what we say. We don't have a proper education. That's what we say. The government provides all these things. We got public housing, public education. This government is funded. You see what I'm saying? And we pay taxes and we put our dollars into these different from different states and cities, but we don't understand the infrastructure or how everything works. And when you don't understand how everything works and how hand to hand they work, then you can't move forward as a people. And plus, we don't provide anything for ourselves. We still like Lazarus begging from the master's table, but it's land of opportunity, but we don't understand it. And the infrastructure is broken down in two